Morning everyone, it's Donna, and this is the next in the series of guitar instruction for beginners. It's not absolute beginners, it's not beginners, but it's the next one. So in the previous lessons, you were taught how to read chord charts. Hope you remember that, and hope you've been working on that. I had you start with a couple of simple chords, G, D, C, and I believe it was E minor, and tell you a couple of little songs to go with it. So I'm just going to ask you today to start working on learning a whole bunch of essential chords, okay? And you'll know when I talk about the major scale, I'm talking about that pattern, okay? In the major scale, just think of the do, re, mi scale. In that scale, all right, the major scale is this pattern. Okay, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. That's the distance between each note. And each note of the scale is called a degree of the scale. So for example, in the C major scale, all right, the second degree of C major is D. All right, because we have C, D. The third degree of C major is E, and so on and so forth, okay? The seventh degree of C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, all right? B is the seventh degree of the C major scale. The major scale can start on any note at all, okay? It can start on a flat note, or a sharp, or whatever you want to call it. I'll explain more about flats and sharps in another video coming up soon. But these are the chords I want you to learn, all right? And take your time getting to know these. I'm going to give you time to take a screenshot. These are the major chords I would like you to learn: G, A, C, D, and E. You've already started G, C, and D, okay? These are the minor chords I need you to learn. Take a screenshot. You know, you're not going to beat my high-tech skills right here. Okay, so A minor, D minor, and E minor. Learn those. They're easy chords. All right, 3 fingers. That's it. Sorry, I have a very bad voice today. All right, and then I'm going to flip right down, okay? And we're going to talk about learning the minor 7th chords. They have a beautiful sound to them. They are actually easier than the minor chords. So you're going to learn A minor 7th, D minor 7th, and E minor 7th. I'll go over these with you, okay? Take a screenshot, all right? I'm reading this backwards, so pardon me. All right, these chords are 7th chords, essential for almost any song. You're going to run into a 7th chord. Here are the ones that I want you to learn. A 7th, B 7th is a 4-finger chord. Don't get impatient with it. It's not that hard. C 7th, also a 4-finger chord. D 7, E 7, and G 7. All right, these are essentials. If you're going to focus on, you know, certain ones, A 7, D 7, E7, those are the essentials, all right? If you can get the other ones in there, that's great, okay? Just practice them. And you know, I taught you the practicing technique. It's like you put your fingers on the chord, you know, you look at the chord chart, and then you lift up slightly, barely lifting your fingers off. Keep doing that over and over again until you can lift higher and higher and higher off the strings and put your fingers right back where they go. All right, and then transition to a 2nd chord. So you might transition from A minor to E minor and back and forth. All right, you do that. This is just a form of disciplined practice. It's worth it. It's worth your time, and it's actually kind of fun. It's not like, for me, learning scales is, you know, but it's necessary to learn scales. I still have a lot of work to do on that. As far as knowing how to play a scale anywhere on the fretboard. But I get by, you know, I get by. So, but I would like to get better at that. So this is your discipline practice. I'll give you another chance to take a screenshot. Learn those, all right? Practice them. You should know where to find the chord charts now. There's a million apps that will show you. Use the ones that are on the first 3 frets, okay? Don't go above the first 3 frets. So there's all different variations of these chords all the way up and down the fretboard. Use the ones that are in the first 3 frets. Those are the chord charts you want to use for now, okay? Take a screenshot, learn those, all right? Protect, yep. Okay, now these chords are not as essential, but they can really add a lot of nuance to the songs that you're playing if you can learn these chords. They're major 7th chords. They're like, you know, they have a little bit of a jazz sound to them. So try to learn these. They're not difficult chords. They are all 3-finger chords. So A major 7th, C major 7th, D major 7th, and F major 7th, okay? These are not the same. These chords are not major chords. They're major 7th chords, okay? Your minor chords here, they're not major chords. They're minor chords, all right? The minor scale pattern is different from the major chord. Sorry, the minor scale pattern is different than the major scale pattern. I'm going to teach you that, all right? But right now I haven't taught that yet, but just learn these chords, all right? And if you can follow chord charts and you like certain songs, look them up and I'll bet you if you can learn, you can learn these chords, you can play most any song you want. All right, so there's that little lesson right there. Go to work on that a little bit each day. Take a couple of chords each day. Use the practice technique I taught you early on. And then, you know, stack your chords. Remember, stack your chords, transition one to the next, and go back and forth, and then add a 3rd chord in, stack them. You might even find, wow, that kind of sounds great, you know? So that's your homework. All right, bye. Thanks for listening. Bye.